All right.
Okay.
Let me welcome back to Anybody Who Ain't Anybody. And today we have somebody here, somebody special. We have Vinny Vella. Vinny.
How are you doing? Pleased to meet you.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Nice to be on your show.
This gentleman's been in Sopranos, movie Casino, and a bunch of other things. For example, what other kind of things?
Oh, Find Me Guilty with Vin Diesel. Analyze that. God. Kissing Jessica Stein in the Cut with Meg Ryan, Ghost Dog, Coffee and Cigarettes, and
wow. And you're
51 ESPN commercials. I've done a little work before.
And you're sitting here with me. Thank you.
I'm sitting here with you. Well, you're a big time over here.
Yeah,
a television show. Okay, well, I've been doing this for such a long time. And I play a lot of wise guy roles. Sometimes you can't help the way you look or the way you talk. You know, what can I tell you?
Sometimes it pays off.
Sometimes I go on an audition and they say to me, Vinny, could you dress like a wise guy? To me, I could come there in my underwear and I'd look like
a wise guy. Yeah.
You know? So but I don't always play a wise guy. I just finished a movie several months ago called The Last Days of Limbo, and I play a bishop.
Really?
That's right, a bishop.
And I understand you're real good friends with Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even better than good friends.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, yeah, he's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I'm not only a big supporter of what he does, he's also, as a friend, he's also a supporter of what I do.
Right. Now, after this, do you have another project that you're thinking of?
Well, right now, yeah. I'm doing another project. They're doing a reality show on me in New York.
Oh, really?
And it's called Life with Vinny. I interview people from the panhandlers to the biggest stars around.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you this one guy, which I won't mention his name. I said, with all the movies that you've done and all the money that you have, I mean, is there like a certain goal that you're trying to reach? And he said, Vinny, you know, it's like an old man in the store, like your father, your grandfather. You know they got plenty of money. Now you think that they should relax, retire, go on vacation with their wives or whatever, and enjoy the rest of their lives, and go on. You want to know something? When they quit and retire, they die after a year or two because they don't feel as active anymore.
Yeah.
So when I told this to this one particular actor, he said, Vinny, well, it's the same thing. If I'm not in front of the camera, I'm miserable. He said, so I don't even do it for the money anymore. So I said, does that mean if I want you, I can afford you? He said, no, I didn't say that. No. Yeah. And so it's called Life with Vinny. I interview panhandlers. You figure, what do panhandlers have to say? They got plenty. A lot of times, you see these guys on the street in New York and they come up to you and say, hey, you got some change, trying to get something to eat. You want to know something? A lot of people say, freaking bum, why don't he get a job?
Right.
You want to know something? I've interviewed people on the street and say, hey, could you spare some change? I say, you know what? I'll do better than that. I'll give you more than change. I got my guy with the camera over here. You mind if I interview you, like, try to find out, like, how you wound up here?
Beautiful.
And I'll just tell you one story. This one guy said, I had a wife and 2 kids, and my wife died of cancer. He said, I only had 2 kids left. That was all I had. They both went to Vietnam. 3 months later, they both got killed. That drove me to drink. So this guy's been on Skid Row since.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, recently, the guy was dying of cancer. He stopped smoking way too late. The doctor says to his wife, he's got a couple of days. That's it. A couple of days. The guy's asking for a cigarette. They're telling him no. What are you telling him no for? The guy smoked for 65, 70 years. Yeah. He's got 2 more days left. Give him a freaking cigarette.
Yeah, that's
Give him a cigarette. He's gonna go. He's going out anyway.
I agree.
So you know it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. What are some of your questions?
What are some of my questions?
Yeah.
You know, what got you in front of the camera for the first time?
Well, I used to work with the fashion industry.
Okay.
So I used to drive those recreational vehicles where the models would use them for dressing, undressing, makeup and wardrobe. And I see the most beautiful woman in the world.
Sure.
You know, I mean, every day I should say, now that is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And then the next day I would say, no, that's the most beautiful woman. And I've done that every day for years. I couldn't believe there was such beautiful women. And I used to fall in love every day. And one of the other drivers, well, then I wound up buying a company. But one of another driver that I used to work with used to say, Vinny, after 6 months you get so used to it. It took me years. I never got used to it.
No, I agree.
I just never got used to it. I don't know if it's the Italian in me or what, but I just never got used to it. So, where was I up to?
You were renting your stuff out.
Oh yeah, so then I started renting them out for commercials, movie sets, and I would hear other people say, I got an appointment tomorrow at 926 Broadway. Are you going too? And I would be right, 926 Broadway.
Yeah.
Then when the guy was leaving, I said, hey, you want to know something? I just got an audition too at the same place. What floor is it on? Oh, the 5th floor. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I forgot to write it down.
Beautiful.
5th floor, I read. Then when I go up there, they'd say, what's your name? I'd say, Vinny Vella. They'd be looking at a list. So I said, are you looking for my name? They said, well, you were submitted, right? I said, I was submitted at the last minute. Who sent you? My agent. What's his name? I said, I just met the guy. He's in the hospital. He's having a heart attack. He told me to come there. They would look at me and say, you have to come. You have to be submitted. You just cannot walk in. I said, what? I don't know. Listen, I'm here. Can I at least drop off my headshot? And they would call me. I would always get auditions and come down. And I've done plenty of movies before, but it was Casino that put me over the hump. So Martin Scorsese's mother was my mother in that film.
Oh,
that was his mother.
Oh, he brought his mom into it.
Oh, yeah. So she was a trip to work with. Such a beautiful woman. You do a movie like Casino, like I have, and you have a part with his mother that also played Joe Pesci's mother in Goodfellas. When you have a scene with her.
I know who that is, yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying that she's a very big actress, but you know, even though if you look at her, she keeps looking at the camera, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
But when you have a scene as big as what I had, and with someone like that everybody remembers from Goodfellas, and as funny as it was, what I kept cursing, she kept saying, hey, what's your mom? I'd say, Mom, I'm sorry, you see what they're doing to me over there. And then I come back a few minutes later, I said, I swear to God, I told my brother-in-law, if he comes in and I'll crack his freaking head open. And she says, and again, I said, my curse, I said, freaking head. That's enough. All right, yeah. So between that, knocking down the bottles of olive oil, and then when they raid my house, they find the books, and I improvise most of that. And especially when the FBI guys, they found the books, they went, bingo, we got them. And they come over to me with the books, and they show me the books. They said, what's this, Mr. Piscano? When I look, I said, oh, those are not my books. Those are my mother's books. And they said, put the blanket cuffs on them. And I dropped out of a heart attack. So when you have that opportunity to play a good part for a good director, and with a person that's also recognizable, you can't give it 100% of it. Gotta give it 200.
Gotta give it 200. Oh, all right.
Gotta give it 200.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
I know, okay. I gave it 200, and you want to know something? Everybody today, with all the movies that I've done, they all remember that part. Yeah. They all come over to me and say, well, first of all, you gotta remember, the FBI was bugging this place, which I didn't know. There was a bug in the bed. But because I was blabbering my mouth off, and my character was the one that ended the mob being in Vegas back in 1980. So when people see me on the street, they say, hey, weren't you the rat in Casino? Whatever. Well, listen, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
Great show. Watch this guy. He's good. All right,
Thank you very much, and we'll be right back.
And my name is Vinny Vella.
Vinny Vella. Thank you, Vinny.
There you go.
All right, man. It was my pleasure.
That was
beautiful. Beautiful.